Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This video is a fun one because we are answering all your questions. We asked you over on Instagram if you had any questions for us, and you did. we're going to try to do this in one shot with no editing. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But a little backstory, if you don't know who we are, I'm Kathleen.
And I'm Joseph.
And in July of 2019, we got renters in our house. We decided we wanted to travel, move into an RV, and we did. For almost 8 months, we traveled from, let's see, I have it in a picture on my phone. I don't know if you can see it on here, but it is in the shape of a heart. And we traveled basically from Arizona all the way up to Montana, Oregon, and then all the way down California back to Arizona. And then we left a second time and we went through New Mexico to the Balloon Fiesta and then back to Arizona again. It was amazing. And now, if you aren't caught up with our videos, we are basically trying to figure out what we're going to be doing next. And a lot of you guys had questions. The first question we have is challenges you've had to face living in an RV. Do you want to start this one? We were literally just having this conversation on the way here. While we love our, like, the RV lifestyle, we love the experiences you get in an RV, it does come with its own set of challenges.
It's the same, like, okay, it's not the same, but it goes along the lines of people who like renting homes over people who like owning homes, and then all in between. Some people only like condominiums because they don't have to worry about re-roofing a house, the AC, the hot water heater going out, and they don't mind paying a higher HOA for that. And some people are like, no, I'll pay a lower HOA, I'll live, or pay no HOA, and I'll live where I have a bunch of property, but I have tons of maintenance that I have to keep up. Yeah. RVs are kind of the same. There's tons of maintenance. Yeah. there's tons of upkeep, and it gets expensive fast. It can.
It can, yeah.
If you're not keeping up with the maintenance, it's going to get expensive fast, and probably all at once. That's probably my biggest con of it. I feel like everything happens at once with an RV.
Yes, you'll have like it's like dips, and then like RVing is like really amazing, and you're having like this amazing time, and you're like, oh my gosh, I could do this forever, and then you're just waiting for something to go wrong. And that's where we're at right now. We're like in this like dip situation.
I mean, we're not really in the RV, so
right. Well, yeah, that's why it's a dip, because we're trying to like figure out what we're doing. But and that's just one thing to know. RVing is awesome, and it was the best decision we've ever made because it changed our perspective on life, period, forever. And so, yeah, I'll talk about that in a little bit. There's another question, but it's amazing. But there are definitely challenges. And the main challenge for us, I guess, would just be the maintenance. You know, like when you have a home, you just go home. And when you have an RV, it's like, okay, did I flush the black? Oh, I just flushed the black tank. I got to put stuff in it. Or did I check the tires? Did all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Or just like random things that like to break and you weren't even preparing for that. Like, you didn't even know it was going to break. The camera keeps shaking because the kids are moving.
What are you guys doing up there?
But yeah, and that's just part of it. But just like anything, there's pros and cons, and there's definitely a lot of pros in RVing, and we've made such amazing memories. And it
is, but those okay, so the question was challenges.
Yeah.
So maintenance is a challenge. If you're not into maintaining stuff, you better have a good amount of money put up to pay someone else to maintain it.
Yep.
And yeah, I can only imagine what that would cost you to have someone else maintain it.
Yeah.
2, for me, what it's kind of like a newer post-COVID deal.
Yes.
Is reservations, right? So we went from like a...
You guys know, if you've watched, you've caught up with anything. And if you haven't, stop this video, go watch all of our travels. I documented it all.
Any other videos.
And
any video prior to COVID, I would say we kind of just like flew.
Yeah, and it was
by whatever.
amazing.
We're like, okay, cool. We're gonna leave Colorado. We're gonna go down to. We're gonna go up to the Badlands.
Yep.
A lot of those places we didn't have reservations. We would call.
Yeah, on the way.
On the way there, like just call several parks that had reviews, and we'd be like, "Hey, do you guys got a spot for?" Now, granted, we were only staying probably 2 to 4 nights max. We never really stayed anywhere super long, but like now, you can't do that.
You just can't, especially in high trafficked areas and popular areas.
Everyone's going to the same places because they're beautiful, the weather's great, and it's where it seems like everyone has family in the same places. Yeah. Florida, California, Arizona, everybody has family in those places.
Yeah.
So everyone's going to those with RVs, but there's so many people that already either own their spots or they go to the same spots every year. They've already built a rapport with who owns the park. It's hard to get in. And then boondocking is kind of like one of those things where I would say boondocking spots, certain spots, like we live out in Arizona on the west, those are like weekender spots. So there's people who live in town, they want to get away for the weekend, they always go to the same boondocking spot. Maybe they ride, maybe they just do campfires, but those spots are becoming increasingly popular.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just been really hard, and that can bring, if you're not a go with the flow kind of person, it'll bring your stress levels. That I'm a very much go with the flow person. But when it's your house, and like if you didn't have an option of going to stay with family or something else, who maybe someone has property, your stress is going to be through the roof because you're gonna be like, where am I gonna stay? So I think those are the two main challenges right now anyway, just maintenance and reservations. Okay, next question. What's your RV travel bucket list? I know mine.
Bucket list, like destinations?
Yep.
Okay. Gotta be specific.
I
be all over.
Want to, I know. And we are gonna go all over. I'm just saying. Zion, just all of the ones in southern Utah. That is on my bucket list.
What's that? The Big Five.
The Big Five, and Alaska.
No, I would say probably just Alaska.
Alaska.
I wouldn't mind going to Mexico, but a lot of things as far as what's the world has to clear up before I want to take my family down to Mexico in an RV.
Yeah.
Because I want to go to Alaska and I don't necessarily want a caravan. I want to go to Mexico and I don't necessarily want a caravan. Are those realistic things right now? Not really, but I want to go, because the thing with RVing, now this is from the perspective of someone who's been RVing for a while. When you RV with friends, that's a certain type of RVing, but when that ends, that's when your family bonds more. So like, I don't think you could bond any tighter than doing a voyage from the United States through another country.
That's another thing. RVing has brought our family so close together, and us, like, as like a marriage, it has made the, like, you have to work together as a team to solve problems. You're
gonna learn quick if you like each other. That's for sure, because it's gonna bring out the best and the worst out of everybody.
How did you guys meet? We met in high school.
We met in high school. There's a wild story about that I just told my daughter.
He thinks that I ignored him, and
it's not a thing. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you because she don't believe that it happened.
It didn't happen.
I tried to talk to her the year before we actually started dating. Because I don't want to sound like a creep, but I had been watching her, and I was like, you know what, she looked good, so I'm a young, strapping young man. I'm gonna send my shot. So I saw her. We went to like this huge high school. I saw her at the stairwell one day. We're trying to catch the bus. I was like, hey, what's up with you? Kind of like, you know, trying to shoot my shot. Like, hey, what's going on with you?
It never happened.
And she was like, she just basically looked at me and was like, I got a boyfriend, and hit the stairs on me.
That never happened. We met in high school, and that was that.
Yeah.
I know you can't spill the beans, but what's next?
Okay, so yeah. What kind of question is that?
And honestly, we don't know all of the beans. Like, we really don't. We know where we want to go, and we kind of know what we're going to be doing, but
the kids are at least enjoying each other, which
right?
is good.
Okay.
Hey guys. Thank you. I'll tell you. I'll give you a little bit of a hint on that. Okay. So there's gonna be a change, a big change. It's gonna involve an RV. And that's about all I can give you right now. It's gonna have the RV, it's gonna have the truck, it's gonna have us, and there's gonna be a change. But that's you got us and where we're at now. You got the destination where we want to be and all those plans.
Yeah.
And everything in the middle is working itself out right now.
Yes.
So that's all I can give you.
Yep.
I know y'all are like, what? What is that? But yeah, that's it. That's all I can give you right now.
Do you stay in your RV in the summer here in AZ, and where it is going to be crazy hot for us? No.
So does this person live here?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm going to tell you right now. We just got a bill from Black Canyon in October.
Yeah.
For running, basically we ran the AC because we were doing a lot of renovating. Mm-hmm. It was like 90, it was probably like 97 to 105 in October in Arizona.
And our bill was $187.
It was almost $200.
Yeah.
That is what we were paying in our house. It was like 2,600 square feet, 2-story.
So it gets hot here.
In the summertime, you're looking at average temperature of about 115 to 120.
If you can, get out.
Like you,
it's so hot.
I would say you. So I got friends. I actually have friends that live in RVs year round in Arizona. One thing is their family, they don't live with the family. It's just them. Mm-hmm. So they're not there all day. But they don't cut the AC off in the summertime because it takes so long to cool the RV down. So I would say you're going to have to insulate it as best you can and then figure out a way to insulate it better than that. Mm-hmm. And then you need to have a budget for what your electricity bills are going to be.
Yeah. What homeschool curriculum do you use? I have a whole video on this. We used to use The Good and the Beautiful. We use a little bit of it now, but mostly we use master books, and we've been loving it. Loving it so far. Does it make a difference to have your camper remodeled, or is travel either way? That's a great question. If you're going to be working, living, just full-timing in your RV, and you are a visual person, and your space needs to bring you joy, then I would say it's going to play a part in what your RV looks like. Is it necessary? It's not.
No.
We didn't renovate the other RV at all besides paint the walls. That's all that we did, and I put up a backsplash. It's super easy, and I did that towards the end, like the painting.
True. I feel like your space has to reflect you, right?
Yes.
Where's your mind? When you come home, your mind has to be at peace.
Yes.
You feel like your environment has to reflect you. That's why the most common thing I can think of is vehicles, right? Most people, their personality reflects, their vehicle kind of reflects their personality. So your RV is kind of going to do the same thing. You might not necessarily see it from the beginning because you're going to be like, okay, we just bought this. It was great when we bought it. There's nothing we want to do. But the longer you stay in it, you're going to start seeing things that you don't like. You may camp with friends and they've already customized their RV, and you're going to learn in your space what needs to be what. I will tell you, having like a white wall anywhere in your RV, like a true white wall, not that off-white eggshell. it brightens up the space. 2, when it rains, when the weather is inclement, when we're in Portland, we're in the RV for like 5 days. Having your space brighter keeps everyone a little bit happier, to be honest. Like,
it just makes you happy being in a pretty space.
To be in a space that's customized by you, it's your home.
It makes it special. Yeah.
I don't know many people who don't put their touch on their own home. So, do you need it to get on the road? No.
Nope.
You can go
start
and
with
whatever
what
you got.
have. That's what we did. We started with what we could, with what we had, and it was totally worth it. Yeah. So these are a bunch of questions like this. How do you date night when on the road for a long stretch? Or noise level in the RV, like does sound carry or echo, and privacy for mom and dad, if you know what I mean. So we have doors. Even on the other RV, we had doors. Yeah. You will, like, your kids go to bed. Your kids go to bed. Just make sure your kids are in bed. Your kids go to bed, and we never had any.
You got to get creative.
Yes, that makes it. So like, keeps it interesting.
You got to get creative. If our kids are in age brackets to where they know what's going on, let's just say that. So you're gonna have to wait until they go to sleep, because when they're awake, they know exactly what's going on. Yeah. So you're gonna have to figure that out. I don't have a golden textbook to that, because every rig is different.
Yep.
I would say work on your stabilization. Get your. It sounds weird, but hey, it's the truth. Get your rig as stable as you can. Invest in X-Chocks. Get you some auto leveling. Get you some stabilizers put on aftermarket. Those are good investments. Yep. It's going to help you sell your rig. It's going to help you have peace of mind. And
as far as like date night.
Yes.
Once the kids are asleep or they're in their own rooms, you can, put on a movie or hang out together or whatever. Yep. And also, when we were traveling, our travel days, when we were when we were just traveling and we would sit in the front seat together, that would a lot of times be our time, because we would talk, we would have conversations, because a lot of times the kid would be sleeping, and so that was always like really special, because it was just us talking in the front seat. So
true. If you got family that you trust with your children, whenever you get around them, have them watch them. And then
yes, make it a priority.
And then go on a date.
Like with anything, you have to make it a priority.
Super simple. I mean, it's cool to okay, so just story time with Joe, I guess. When we RV'd with a group of friends in Texas, I forgot what, Lake Whitney, Texas. Yeah. All the couples waited until the kids were sleeping.
Yeah,
and then we all went into one rig, and it was like a date. It was like a triple date.
Yeah, and it was so much fun.
And it was cool.
How is rental life going? Our market is strong for house rentals, but we're kind of nervous. So we actually put our house on the market to sell when we first decided to leave. And it never sold, and so we were just like, okay, that's God's answer. We don't need to sell the house right now. Yes. And so we put it, and we have renters in there now. And honestly,
our renters are great.
They're awesome.
They pay on time,
and they kind of came out of nowhere.
They pay on time. They take care of the house, because we've been in the house since.
And I don't know where you guys are from.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We're not real estate professionals. No. We are not property management professionals. You need to get with someone in your area to get that real talk. But in our area, we're in Arizona. Arizona is booming as far as house sales and rentals. Mm-hmm. Like rentals, I mean, to get something decent or nice, you're looking at. Okay.
Okay, close the door.
Close the door, please.
Bye.
Bye. No, I don't want it. Go.
Bye.
But yes, so the housing market in Arizona is booming right now.
So yeah, it just really depends on where you're at. But our renters have been great. I was nervous about that too, but it's been awesome. How is it RVing as a mixed couple?
You can lead it off.
So I get this question a lot, and I've actually got it from a few different people, and I think I'm going to make a whole separate video on that. I want this space to be a positive space, and there's a lot of negativity going around with all of that, and so I want to make a whole dedicated video all about that, and because it's important. I think it's important. Yeah. But we have never ran into any racism on the road. We'll just say that.
No. I don't ever have no problems like that. I will say, when I go places, I do look for other people of color just to see the dynamic of where we're at. Mm-hmm. I'm fully aware of all that. I was in the military for years, so I'm from the South, right? Been in the military for years, been around a whole bunch of different people. I don't know, I've been doing and moving how I want my entire life. So, I don't.
He's like a unicorn.
I'm never around energy that I don't want to be around.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to say you would never run into problems, but we didn't run into any problems. RV community is way different than the world.
Yes.
I would say that.
They are awesome. All right, and we'll end with this question. Will you guys ever move into a house again? Stay tuned.
See you in the next video.
Bye, guys.